Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome back to our continuing adventure variant five-handed play of Deckers. Where last we left off, our intrepid turtle boys had just finished cycle 2, the silver cycle, which, in all fairness, I was fully expecting we would beat, but the question wasn't could we survive it, the question was how far ahead could we get in preparation for what's to come next. Uh, Unfortunately, the objective required X plus one server involvement, so we had to leave off a couple of the turtles' turns who would otherwise have had a turn, which is fine. That's the rules that I've left for this mod, that you have to skip 3 turns if you're not going to complete all 5, an objective for all 5 instead of just 4. Um, the ultimate goal that I set for myself beyond the 135 requirement for each grid of having a green on 1, 3, and 5, whether it was a green program or ghosting station, was to also put a ghosting station on every server. That will give our man Donatello immense powers to access every server, and also give any individual decker who wants a quick way to manipulate the server they're on. We've made it to the gold phase. Can you see that? Yes, you can. Perfect. We made it to the gold cycle now, which is message queue. Message queue requires us to do a series of pushes. It's going to require 20 pushes in all because there's no way we can do. Well, there's 2 questions that I have to resolve before we start playing, if I'm being perfectly thorough. The first is, are we going to play full 2.0, sorry, upgrade where the spider gets white sparks? And the second question, because the original thing was just do the shell shocked. That's it. Because, I mean, shell shocker. These are the turtles. It fits. The second question that I need to resolve is once this phase ends, what happens to all the programs that we put on the message queue? Because you see, it is not just a matter of push that stuff to make some theoretical message queue. The way it's actually worded in the game is when you're done, you put it on top of that card in that exact order. May on this create a message queue on this card by repeating the following sequence X times. And the issue with that is, let's say that we do that, those are no longer in the supply. And if they're no longer in the supply, then I don't have them for the next phase ever. I understand them not being there during the gold phase, but there's no back of a gold card, right? The backs of all the other cards generally say you put stuff back. There is an exception. There's a fail state on one of the silver cards where if you fail it, you actually don't return all of the sparks that you otherwise would have to your supply, and you have to play the game with less sparks. And that is an exceptionally punishing loss condition for not having successfully completed a phase. Um, that being said, I don't think that that was intended necessarily, but here's the beauty of how well designed this game is. Let us say, for argument's sake, it was designed. If we're playing 4 players, X is 4, and we have to do red, yellow, blue, and green, right? That means 8 blue greens and 8 red yellows are gone from supply. That means there are exactly 7 left. 6 is enough to surround Mother, 1 to Shell Shocker, remove 1 from game, 6 are left. 6 to surround Mother, Shell Shocker, 1 is removed from game, you only have 5. That isn't enough to surround. Do it again with blue, do it again with green, boom. That's the 4 shell shocks for the 4 deckers. There is exactly enough material to technically do this with 4 players. If you go to 5, there is not enough material because you will have only 6 reds/yellows, which is enough to surround, but not enough to shock her. Now, you could technically build a server where square 6 is not fully bordered, but we already built this grid, can't unbuild it. So my first instinct is either A, play it so that message queue empties before phase 2.x, or B, play it so that play it by the rules we've already established and just count it as 4 deckers total. But part of the fun of this challenge was trying to do everything 5 times. So what I've decided, well, kind of think I'm going to do, is sort of a hybrid. We're going to attempt to do message queue 5 times, as opposed to just 4. But after message queue is done, we will put back 2 of each into the supply. Not all of them. We'll still play with a pretty strict depletion, but not 0 of them either. Enough to make it more winnable, and enough to account for the fact that we've, accomplished something. I like the idea of stretching myself for that goal. So if that's set, the next question, of course, being what do we do for the Oh, and before I forget, remember this whole shenanigans that I said I would double check? The situation was this, or similar to it. Um, and instead of this configuration, I could just as easily have done this configuration and then lost this fight. So that's how we're going to play it. Because doing this voluntarily and doing this would cause this to happen and cost the whole phase. And that I feel a little bit stupid for not having caught it, but I also am not about to undo my progress by dint of that. So let us review what we have available, and then let's talk strategy, and then let's talk white versus blue, and then let's start playing. We have, I'm going to take everything out of the box here because I think it's more valuable that you guys have easy counting information. We have 2 blue greens, 6 red yellows. We have more than half the sparks available. I think 16 sparks. We have all guardians available. Oh wait, there's another blue. Sweet. We have several purple programs. We're never going to run out of those. Several reds and yellow battle stations. And all the teleporters available. The intent at this stage, the requirement is the message queue. Keeping the spark count down while constantly burning off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total programs is going to be very challenging. Developing a surplus of any one color would be helpful. In my perfect universe, we would have all 6 blues or greens, either one, or all 6 reds and yellows, either one, in a perfect ring around square 6 of any of my deckers, so that I can immediately start off with a Shell Shocker in the next phase. That would be my ideal scenario. And in my ideal scenario, there would be virtually no sparks anywhere because the less sparks, the more likely we are to survive. Making purples is going to be exceedingly difficult. But it should be doable. I was just wondering why this wasn't strangled when this was fought, and I remember it's because we added all these as the win condition for the silver phase, so that's fine. Do I want to go with white sparks or don't I? I'm gonna flip a coin. So there's 2 at heads, we go white sparks, tails we don't. If we do go white sparks, then this is a full-on 4-player or 5-player, depending on how you want to count it, hybrid 4 or 5-player 2.0 spider run. Nah, we're just gonna go out as a classic basic spider run. We'll consider a victory condition to make it through message queue, and then we'll do this as a bonus goal, which may or may not be reached. So, turtles have broken through the front and gained access. Turtles have cleared the first hurdle. They are now trying to actually hack the Technodrome. They pull this off, then Shredder is stopped. but they can still go after the mother to actually stop Treader from coming back or winning in the long term. No white sparks. 3 sparks a turn, though, and all on one server, so still very nasty. We've got our lineup. We've got our board. We're set up. We've refreshed the market. Let's begin. Strategy. Strategy. Oh, who am I kidding? We need a hand of 5 for every character. 2, 3, 4, 5. So Master Splinter has a Deception Strike and a series of interesting cards, but nothing great. He has this, which he could use to burn this and buy that, potentially, just in terms of straight upgrading his deck. This is available. It's going to cross to green, blue, yellow, and red, so he could buy the Microbionics if he's so inclined. Just a few things he can do. He has no reactions available to him right now. Leonardo. He has his exotic software up front, which is great. That would actually, where is he? He's actually in a position to use that immediately to make a red installation or any installation that he prefers. A yellow to this server sets it up for modificationing. Ultimately, the goal is to push red, yellow, green, blue, so he could do push red, push yellow, push green, push blue, and do one whole cycle of pushes by himself right now. So that is a tempting thing that I need to recollect. That anyone who's got a bunch of pushes should be a consideration, because everything's in position for mass pushing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And look, it's Raphael, who has exactly that, mass pushing. Although Raph's greatest strength is going to be, and this is just going to have to be a shuffle, but he has multiple ways to create yellows, create blues, create reds, copycat effects, and push anything anywhere since he has ghosting power to the entire network. Concern for him, of course, is that his base is extremely vulnerable. 1 turn of sparks covers him in sparks, 2 turns of sparks, and he's deeply strangled. So he's not in great shape for that. Oh, we do need to... Oh, that's his hand. So his opening hand has 6 pushes and nothing that he wants to buy from the market with. I guess he can leave an item ship there, potentially. Alright. Then it's Mikey. The twin nunchucks. Lot of yellow, but not a lot of pushing, but he does have 2 reactions available to him. So that's worth remembering. And a lot of wild cards as well. I'm looking at the Twins' locations. They are not currently standing on any yellows, or even on their hubs. He can technically ghost actions to a hub, but it's a kind of a 2-3 step process for him. He can ghost actions here to make yellows. Where's Master Splinter? He could use the modification to make that a yellow, and then use... He could use the ability to make that a yellow, and then buy that somehow, and then make another purple. In other words, he can make a purple if he puts his pieces to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we do have that ginger cool. So that's our security against terrible stuff. And we've got the Council Cowboy. Raph is always ready to go. 4 pushes. That's great. Enough to buy Microbionics. That's also great. How does Microbionics relocate any number of sparks on your current server to any space on the network without a guardian? So he can't ghost that as effectively as I'd like, but that card belongs to my man Donnie. Because Donatello could use that to make guardians where this guy can bust them, or do whatever he wants in terms of safety and manipulation. In terms of raw pushes, he's got enough pushes that he could do the thing. In terms of victory conditions, we are low on blues. We are okay on reds and yellows, but we will need more before this is done. So, do I just want to start Donatello? He has the ability to buy the microbionics, which is good. He has the ability to do all the pushes we need, which is good. So, yeah. Donatello, you're up first. Seems logical. All right, sparks on red. That's 1, 2, 3. We've got a problem. This one is at risk of strangulation already. Uh, we are going to push, so we can push that green when it's time for the message queue and resolve this without bloodshed. That's one possibility. Why are we buying the microbionics other than pure greed? I mean, is greed really a problem in this situation? Mathing out the turn, we want to do the quad push, and we want to go easily reproduced red, difficult to access yellow, hard. This is why we're doing that. We're ghosting that to here. Green, and there's only one blue on the network, so blue, quad pushes. You know what? I think that's very reasonable. That's our first play. Red, yellow, green, blue. And now, this is upside down, isn't it? Why is this upside down? Because I was doing my discards on top. No. Deck on top. Am I backwards? How am I doing this? I guess I can do this. Yeah, bring everything down a layer. That's fine. Discard to the top. Organization, man. If I had more table, this would be easier. That's right, Raphael didn't quite fit. Now I remember. Okay. So that's our first opener, the quad push. It was very good. Now we need to do another push. Do we microbionics or not? Yeah. Let's use these to buy the microbionics. We're not going to need a whole lot in the way of either of these late game. So, what's more valuable, offense or pushing? During the mother phase, it's hard to say, but we're going to go ahead and keep... There's a better way. There's a better way. We're going to spend this and this, and then discard this from Michelangelo to make red, yellow, green, blue. And that will buy the microbionics. Now we have to remove from game, and we can either remove from game something better, or we can leave the item ship back in the area for someone else to get. I think the item ship will actually be useful because Mother's going to knock us around pretty good. So we'll keep wild cards and we'll lose straight doubles because Shell Shocker is going to need a lot of symbols to win. And put that back in Donatello box. Turn 1 is almost done, not done yet. We'll push a Spark, probably this one, so that that's not a strangle risk anymore. Or if this happens, everything's still okay here. Maybe we leave that be and do this one. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do 4. We'll leave that as is. Take out this one. Spark here. Cowabunga! We got our first message queue set. And we could either keep this in reserve or use it immediately. I'm going to vote to use it immediately and put 3 yellows or 3 reds into play. The question is which we need more of. I think yellows are the more immediately valuable. At this moment, we have 4 or 5 reds. Now we have 4 or 5 yellows. And we have them in a place where they can be pushed by anyone. So that's great. New hand of 5. Plenty of production capability next round for our friend Donnie. But unfortunately for us... Oh wait, we don't know who we're playing yet. Okay, well, we've got one of our 5 objectives done, and we've got 12 turns, so 11 turns left. Pardon me, thirsty. Alright, we've got pay 1, get 2, and pay 1, get 2. So there's certainly some good price efficiency up here. Anybody with single symbols that wants upgrades? We've got a green singleton here. We've got... Nope, nobody with singletons that needs upgrades. Oh, looks like Raph needs an upgrade, and he has lots of push power. If he's up, can he do a full push? He's got a red, a yellow, any green he likes, but there's no blues on the network, so he would have to be able to make a blue in order to hold his calling. He'd be upgrading that for a double blue, and he has plenty of stuff to make stuff with, so yeah, Raph's up. Sparking on. Green. That was one that I remember thinking was dangerous. I don't remember why, though. Oh, that's why. Still not a strangulation hazard, but in bad shape. If I had been playing White Sparks, we would be out of green programs on all of these. Ugh. I'm not saying it's impossible, but that's so uphill. Okay. There's a reason that would be a 2.0 challenge as opposed to just standard difficulty. What was our plan again? We were gonna buy stuff, that's right. Data steal. Pay 1, get 2. Special ability, relocate up to 3 programs to your space, taken from among spaces that are adjacent. Cool ability, not necessary. Not right now, anyway. Raph can box that. I'm just morbidly curious, because I know he's had the slowest run of getting started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 upgraded cards is still something. There's a bunch of yellows right there. He could potentially use those to make a blue somehow. He can't ghost his action to there. But he can use the green bridge to push. But he's also not on a ghosting station, so he can't even ghost, period. He really wants to just quad push red, yellow, green, blue. And if he makes a blue in his space, he can do that. So just do that. It feels slow because I'm used to extremely powerful turns, but the reality is I don't need to use my console cowboy, and I might need to use it later. So just hold on to it. Push red, push yellow, push green. First make a blue, of course. Make a blue. Push red, push yellow, push green, push blue. So we need to find which ones we're pushing, of course. I think we agreed we were getting rid of this bundle. This would be nice, but he can't reach there because there's no green on it. This is the only red he can reach. So push red, push yellow, push green. Any green will do, so let's look for the most at-risk green. Probably one of these guys. When this gets surrounded, this one's strangled, so we'll push that. So he's a non-factor anymore. And push blue, the one you just made. Alright, now all he needs is to push a spark, and he's home free. But wait, what if he goes again? And pushes again? Can he push 4 more? Push spark, push red, push yellow, push green. He can do another cycle. Oh hell, do that, bro. Push red, push yellow, push green. Am I forgetting something? He had to push a spark first. That's right. Well, push spark, then push red, then push yellow, and push green. So which spark is he gonna push? Well, there's only a handful of sparks that are on greens, so he can pick one of those. This one is probably the most impactful. If this gets sparked, this is at risk. So that's not the most impactful. If this gets removed, even if all of this gets cut off, this square is still safe. So yeah, here. And here. Red, yellow, green. Oh, spark, red, yellow, green. That was a pretty solid use of a console cowboy. It's not for its intended purpose, but it got the job done. It gives him 5 more cards, including several kill cards, but absolutely nothing that he's going to be able to use to push. Not directly, anyway. He might need to make some reds, though, so this is still a valuable hand. Okay. Refill the market, emit EMP. Always a happy find, and he can buy that straight, so that's cool. What's our plans? If Donatello can go, he can emit EMP to clean up this mess, potentially. But he'll need some reds to do it. And he doesn't have any. The closest access he has to reds is 2 steps away. If we're going to push another blue, we need to make another blue or 2. We have the yellow supply we need. We have a red. We'll need to get another one to Leo at some point. What about Leo? What's Leo packing? Leo would be able to move into position, make some reds. Hell, he could even execute a conversion here to make that into a blue if he was so inclined. Actually, that might be it. Oh, no, he would need a yellow to do it, and he doesn't have that. But he could move over here, make some reds, and then with that army of reds, he could also make a blue. He could move to the ghosting station, make some reds. He could even take the spark with him when he does. No, he can't bring all his stuff. He can only bring 2. He has to leave 1 behind. We'll leave the green behind. He can take this stuff with him, leaving the green behind. And then he can make some fresh reds over here. Make a blue. And then triple push. Push a blue. Push a spark. Push a red. That's a winning turn. Like, barring any interruptions by spider rolls, that's really good. Yeah, I talked myself into it. We're rolling for Leonardo. Thank you, Master Splinter. He rolled red. I'm gonna see what this would be and then decide if I want to ginger cool it, because this could be devastating. Okay. From this position, this is strangled. These are safe for a moment. He can move his way over to red, sorry, to the ghosting station. This station and this station are safe. This station is safe. But it's all very tenuous. If we adjust our plan in favor of killing stuff, he does have the ability to straight up remove a spark. Or he could buy the EMP and then attempt to EMP. Is doing almost nothing for advancing our long-term objectives, but getting rid of every spark from red worth anything? Because if we just focus on removing sparks, he can move to the ghosting station. He can ghost an action to bring together some sparks. He can, like, he can go 1, drop off spark, 2 to reach the ghosting station. He can use the other movement to 1, 2 this over here, right? Then make some reds, EMP, kill 4 sparks at once, and still have some leftover firepower. Ugh, my brain is melting. So there's 2 ways we can approach this. One is the original plan of just push, 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 push. It's okay if we slow down on pushing because we are at 3 out of 5. So, we can slow our roll just a little bit. We also have the master pusher and creator with full board access. If Leo goes 1-2, and in so doing moves the spark with him, or moves the spark here and then this spark here, right? Plus 1 more program that he takes with him. Presumably it'll be the purple, but maybe the red. I don't know. Then ghosts in action, and uses that. Wait, did I just move that? No, everything's where it should be except me. The puzzle is this. Can I, with only 2 ghost actions, glom up 4 sparks like so, side by side, while putting 2 or 3 offensive programs in the same space? The most obvious method to do that with is to take purple and red and go here, leave them be, right? And then bring this spark here to glom that into a twofer. And then somehow also get 2 sparks here with another 2 movements. If he moves, he has to go 1-2. Like, that's the one thing that has to happen, or he loses all access for all of his plans. So when he goes to here, he can carry a spark with him. He cannot carry both of them here. He can move 1 to here and leave it. That means he can take 1 program with him, presumably the red, maybe the purple. So like so and so, and then leave it be. It's a question of if I want 2 sparks here or 2 sparks here. That's the only question. Then, with the 2 more movements, he can come. So 2 sparks here. With 2 more movements, ghosted, he can take his red offensive program from here to here, pick up the spark, and bring it here, and then it's 2 and 2. Then he makes more sparks, and then he goes to war with a massive bonus. Yeah, we're doing this. This is the plan. Step 1, move 2 spaces. So, forgot how we were going to do this. I'm pretty sure it's 1, and then 2. Second move, ghost our action to here. 1. May as well take the green with us as well. Leave the green be. Take it with us or leave it be. Here's better because when spawn sparks 1, 2, 3, he has access to it. So 1 and then 2. We've done it. Buy the emit EMP with this. Spend the reroute. Actually RFG the reroute plus wild to buy this. Because it's just 1 wild for it, right? Yeah. Normally I wouldn't take this step. I like keeping my wilds and yellows open, but in this situation it feels a little more urgent. Wait, am I missing a tuck box? Where's Leo's oh, it's all the way up here. It feels a little bit more urgent, and it helps me dig through the deck. Now, declare an emit EMP attack on. Sorry. First, produce 2 more red programs. We're gonna need the red programs either way, and it's helpful to have an army when emitting an EMP. Emit EMP is at 1, 2 symbols, 3, 4, 5 programs, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're not gonna lose. Versus 2. 1 and 1. These are dead. And because it's an EMP, these are dead as well. We really did need those sparks back, so that's a good thing we got them. We have 3 left. We could ghost an action to make a new station nowhere. Actually, there's nowhere that's legal. So we're just going to use this for pushes. 3 pushes means that we need blue, spark, and red. There are no blues anywhere that I can push, so forget the pushes. We're just going to make a blue. Actually, we can make it anywhere, so we'll make the blue over here? No, it has to be somewhere that's pushable. Here? 4, 5, 6 strangle, but not strangle. So this survives 1 strangulation. So yeah, that's fine. Blue over there. Okay, that was the turn. I kind of feel like we did okay. We net positived on sparks. We made 3, but we got rid of 4. I do not like how much it cost us to do, but pay what you gotta pay. That's a carbon clone. That's gonna be very useful for the destroyer phase that comes later. The shell shocker phase. What needs to happen next is tread water mostly, but it would help if we could make some forward progress on pushing. A blue and a spark would be ideal. We have the blue in position. If Master Splinter takes a turn, he has very little pushing available to him, but he does have the Deception Spike, make a yellow, and turn that into a purple play available to him, which makes me tempted to just pick him regardless. I don't know if it's the right move, it's just tempting. What else am I working for in his deck? There is a magnetic pulse. And a replicant jar. Some really high level yellow stuff down the road. He doesn't have the ability to make a new blue to replace his old one, but that's not strictly necessary. If we go with Donnie right now. What does Donnie offer us? Production of 2 blues. We'll take 3 cards to do though, won't it? 1, 2 is still not enough. He'll need 1 more. Production of 2 blues, followed by 4 pushes. And we don't have enough blues in the supply for that to even work. Damn. So we're really looking for someone who's going to buy the duality, now that I'm thinking about it more logically. And is that you, Michelangelo? That's definitely Mikey. He's got the yellows for it. If Mikey buys the duality, he can ghost an action to flip this. He doesn't have much in the way of pushing. He's going to be at most able to do like 3, 4-ish pushes. 4-ish pushes. But that's enough to push a green. Or sorry, to push a blue. To push a spark of his choice, whichever one is threatening us. To push a red. He doesn't have access to that space. Or that space. And there's no reds in his area. So it would take setup to be able to accomplish that. Still worth considering is Leo. Because Leo... oh, digital tattoo. There's something that we can buy for a digital tattoo. We could buy the duality. Flip the blue that you're on. No, but you have even less access. He has even less access than Mikey right now. If we go Leo again, he's got the ability to make blues, move blues, push within his own sector the blue, and a spark. Right? He's got an emit EMP, which absolutely would be loved for all of that cleanup work that he could do. He's got a viable purchase. And he's got an item ships for rescuing things. He even could, if he really needs to downgrade to a duality, he could even buy a duality just for the sake of making more blues. But he would just make blues. He wouldn't flip them. Because there's at least 1 more in supply, right? Yeah. This game is going to be so hard when we have no programs left. Because look how many turns we have left to go, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turns. By way of comparison, if we had been playing single player, we would have already beaten the game. Splinter making purples now when it's safe so that we have them when it's not feels right to me. So Splinter, you're up. Blue, thank God. The one server that I don't care about sparking right now. Okay. Deception Spike. If we go push a yellow, actual push this time. Oh no, we don't have a yellow station on this grid. So, oh no, we do. That is the yellow station. Then he can just use this to turn it into a purple. Like straight up. Yeah, that's kind of great, honestly. But then what do I do with this riffraff? Is there anything I can do meaningful with all this? Well, forget the push. Give me that green back. Green, blue plus red is a wild, right? So this can be used to make another yellow plus purple, potentially. So if I deception spike this, yellow purple, so this becomes a purple, and I've removed a couple sparks. I still have a green and a wild card left. I could buy the duality and make another blue. That's something. I could buy the sidekick and remove another spark. That's something. If I go push convert to purple here, forget push. If I go blue movement, carry the double yellows here, deception spike, turn it into a purple, push the purple, make another? Ooh, hang on, hang on. I think that was it. Uh, so it's use the blue as a move, ghost the movement to here, bring my army over. Yellow plus wild, turn that into a purple. Uh, then it's use the purple or this, whatever, to push one of these yellows over that way, and use the double wilds here as another yellow purple to make two purples in one turn. Yeah, that's great. Let's just do that. The explicit goal of this turn was to make purples, so move, ghosting, here. Yellow plus purple, convert, purple. Okay. Push the yellow this way. Convert yellow plus. Do we buy something with this just to get it out of the deck? I think we do. His chance for using singles is very low now. We're going to use this, turn the 3 reds into a yellow, and then use the purple. And that keeps the market revolving as well. Ugh. Gets one of those singletons out of his deck, which he has very many of. And we've made 2 purples in 1 turn spread across the entire server, which is great. Those are probably going to be our only combat-worthy tools later on. It looks like he's drawn a decoy duck, a giant magnetic pulse, as well as a discardable for bonus to friends. So we'll keep that in mind in case it becomes valuable down the road. Refilling the market. Finally, frickin' god, the DNI. You know, it took us so long to find that now that I'm looking at the stack of cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, there are only 4 cards in the whole market that we haven't seen this game. We've gone through the whole market. That's just how long this game has gone and how deep we've gone into this. Just quickly checking my screen. It looks like it's recording okay. Yeah? Okay, good. I'm gonna be so embarrassed if I wasn't recording this whole time. Actually, I don't see the... No, it looks like we're good? Okay, we're good. Okay. Okay. Strangle check at the end of turn. Safe. All of these are on the edge. None of them are touching the middle. This one's on the middle, but everything around it is otherwise breathing. We're good. Spark count. 3, 6, 9. We're good for at least a few turns. Does Raph have a spark killer still? Yeah, he's got the reset spark, so he can always keep the count in check if he has to. Message queue wise, we have to push 2 more, unless we're going for our stretch goals, which I kind of think we should. At this point, it's blue, spark. There is no green by a red, so there's no way to push red unless you are Donnie or Leo. So Donnie or Leo are our chief choices right now. There's only one blue in the whole network. So making a blue to replace it is a semi-priority. With 6 pushes, he can do push blue, then he can push red, then he can push yellow, then he can push green, then he can make a blue, then he can push a blue, then he can push a spark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pushes. Somehow I miscounted in all of that. But we can get almost all the way to winning the game. I think it's safe to say that I want to do that. So we're gonna let Donatello, who has been building his empire this whole game, mind you, go. So red. Just when I had this server cleaned out. Not strangled. Safe because of each other. Whole server is technically safe, but it's getting pretty hairy. Okay. It's gonna be fine. We'll just stick with our original plan, I think, because our original plan was good. Looking at the shop, the only hitch might be this. I'll go ahead and burn this to buy the DNI reboot, which promptly use and reveal to purge the shop and get those last 4 cards out. I remember wanting these early in the game, not finding them, and now we've made it all the way through to the first card that we didn't get. We can swap out the focus for this. It's a relocate and not a shift, so it doesn't actually work for the purposes of shifting, unfortunately. But it doesn't matter. These wilds give me exactly what I need to just use this to make blues. That's my double blue right there. Unless we spend the decrypt. No, it's not my double blue. That's not my double blue. That's still just 2 symbols. I would need a third. What am I RRIing for? I'm RRIing for the copycat. Oh, hell yeah, do that. Okay, spend this. Get out the RRI. Execute the RRI. Putting away... Well, what's left in my deck? The copycat, a deception spike, and a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't help me. So it's not actually a great odds. It's still worth doing. I'm just thinking about the details now. If I RRI the DNI reboot and I draw 2, I'm not going to get the blue creation I wanted. So just accept it, bro. Why are you so nervous? Make a single blue. I don't know why you want to make double blues so bad. Use the duality for your last blue. It's fine. Alright. We're just going to make a blue straight up with all of this. Where's your discard here? Alright. And we can make it anywhere we like. So we'll make it somewhere that has a green on it. So that anyone can push it. Quick rule check. You can remote push from installations, right? It's not only the green programs. From either your space or avatars or any space with a blue. Yep, correct. So I'm going to put this right here, where it's completely unlikely to be strangled and anyone can reach it. I could put it here and make a giant pathway out of it. Ooh, that's tempting. What about here? Now it's part of a huge pathway of purples. Yeah, that's fine. It's not going to last that long anyway. 6 pushes. Let's start with Adrenaline Surge number 1 push. We need a blue. Got a blue. Second push, you need a spark. Where is the most damaging spark? This one. This one for sure. Well, actually, this one can be killed by other means. This one. Yeah. Radical! Next, we need some more pushes. Push a red. This was an issue that nobody else can deal with, so that we're going to do that. Push a yellow. There are no yellows on the network. Oh, there is. Here. Push that. Ghosting ability is the only reason I can do that. Finally, we need to push a green and a blue. Yeah, for all I worried about it, it turns out it didn't matter. Um, this is no more valuable than this in terms of turning into a blue, so push a green and push a blue. We are extremely close to mission accomplished already. Splinter! The Technodrome, it's going down! Feels good, man. Feels good. Okay. Then we need a spark. We need another blue. And would you believe it? He can make the blue. He can make a yellow. He can even copycat making the yellow. There are pushable sparks everywhere. And he can generate 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what? Let's refresh the shop before I start theory crafting my next turn. I'm thinking it's Donatello again, but let's find out. Oh, those aren't any help. If he ghost actions the deception spike to turn whichever spark is most damaging into a yellow, and then buys the carbon clone to clone the copycat, that's 6 green pushes, potentially. He's got what he needs to make it the last blue on the way. And then it's just... Oh, he can't make a blue. There's no green blues left. It has to be a flip. So then he'll buy the duality, I guess, with the viral splash. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Or alternatively, is there any place that he could deception spike? You could potentially deception spike to make a yellow, and then conversion to make that into a blue, and then buy the carbon clone and then make 6 pushes to push a red. Fuck, we wouldn't have a yellow anymore. Okay, so you'll have to make a yellow then. A red, a yellow, a green, and a blue. Green, blue, and a spark. You know what? It's fine. I'm gonna let him go again. It's unfortunate because Leo's... If he gets sparked again, there's no way we can defend him. So green is in really dangerous shape. But otherwise, this is the right choice. Thank God it's not green. Yellow gets sparked on 1, sparked on 3, and sparked on 4. No strangle risks, thank God. The turtles are not in peril. They've done their job, they broke in, they killed everything here, while Donatello set up his machines, and now the machines are winning the game. Copycat, the deception spike. Deception spike activates. We're going to turn a spark into a yellow. It has to be on a server that has a yellow interface. It's got to be here, and it's got to be this square. This is the only square that makes sense. Then we will take the conversion action with the movement card to make that yellow blue. We can't make blues. That was the whole issue. Right. Okay. We can swap this out for the duality. And we can ghost action the duality to turn this into a blue. Actually, you know what? We'll save that decision for last when we figure out which blue we want. But the play here would be to start the 6 push, right? And that we need that yellow for being pushed. And carbon clone. Do I need 6 pushes? I need exactly 6 pushes to just do this in one turn. If I don't do the carbon clone, I can play the deception spike for another spark out of the pool. If I do that, hypothetically, I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pushes. That's one short of winning the game. I think that's an acceptable gambit. Everyone else can do the last push. And I don't want the carbon clone badly enough to go all in for it. So, deception spike may be played for effect, or I might hold it in reserve and use it as a conversion. But these are getting played unless I want to ghost an action to do a fight somewhere. I don't think I do. I don't think I do. Alright, copycats first. Push times 3. We're going to push a spark. This sector is the most dangerous, so it's the one that's going to get attended to first. Remove from game. Actually, he's not the best spark to push, is he? That one? If I push this one and green gets sparked, this is still safe. If I push this one and green gets sparked, this is not safe. If I push this one and red gets sparked, yeah, if I push this one, both red and green need to be sparked before something goes wrong. So, this one. Then, I have 2 more pushes. We'll go with red. I've got my pick of the litter. I'll pick... I don't know which one's better. I think fights will have to happen here, not here, as urgently, so this one's fine. And I have 1 push left. And it's got to be yellow, and there's only 1 yellow on the whole board, so that's the one. And then I'm going to make 2 more pushes happen. There is no blue. So before I do this, let's duality a green into a blue. Doesn't matter which one. I'll pick the one that everyone here is standing on anyway, since that seems to be the easiest space to get to. 2 more pushes. We'll push a green. Sure, why not? I don't actually know what the correct choice is here at all. And then we need to push a blue. Only 1 left, but then the message queue will be successfully completed. There's no point hanging on to this since he won't get another action, so Deception Spike, and we'll pick any one conversion that seems beneficial to us from anywhere on the board. Honestly, just to debulk Sparks seems reasonable. So my thought process here is if I make that a yellow, it will die at the end of the phase, which will probably make it easier to set up the SMC attack phase. Or sorry, the strangle kill phase. But that's not good logic. That's banking on failure in a weird way. What's Splinter working with? Anything good? Splinter has lots of potential. I'm going to maybe make that a yellow with the Deception Spike. Is that ideal? I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Nah. No, I don't love that decision. Give it to the yellow deckers. They're the most likely to use it. This whole server, these two servers are the ones that are going to get the most profit out of it. If this place gets sparked, they'll need a yellow to work with. And multiple people are on that square who can access it. That's fine. Alright, let's review where we're at. 2 turns. Didn't you go once? No, you didn't. You just discarded. Okay, 2 turns, 3 turns. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minus 3. We've got 6 turns left. We've completed the mission objective. Now we just have to make purples and kill sparks. Who is the most kill sparky of all? Donnie is out. So it's going to have to be Leo for distance. And Leo does have an emit EMP in his pocket, so he's actually decently placed to do some damage. He only has some basic movement abilities, but that should be enough to create some viable emit EMP targets. You can go like 1, 2, right? And then item ship, and then emit EMP to kill 4 sparks. Or something like that. If it can do it with 2 ships, that's even better. If it can be like move. If it could be like. No, he can't ghost to there. If it can be like move. Move. No, it has to be here. This path is broken over here, so that's not an option. Could be from here to here. But he can't ghost to green. Only the ultimate ghost can do that. One, 2 gets us here. 1 gets us here. Emit EMP kills them all. And that leaves me with a blue, green, and green to my name. Well, why not use the greens for it? We're not making any new programs after all. Why not use shifts? If we do a shift and a can't ghost to there, but a double shift and then movements could set up something cool. Shift, like that, right? Or shift, no. The item ship can only work its magic on the edges. That's the limitation. Shift, Nitum. No, we want it up there. Uh, is all we're doing killing sparks? Pretty much yes. And when we're done doing that, what do we draw? More spark killing and a hologate to our name. Um, we will not survive if we do not kill sparks. And the one place that we know we have a lot of sparks is here. Oh. I just realized something. When Mother comes in, she comes in on space 6 of whichever Decker is active, right? On the active Decker's current server. So if I put a Guardian on 6 and leave that Decker on 6. Oh, shoot. It's a requirement to be on your entry space. I didn't know that. Okay, we're in trouble. I wasn't even planning for that. Lucky for me, I coincidentally had good old Donny Boy on his home space. But we have to get everyone else back home. We have a new mission objective, and it's not what I was doing at all. Alright, well, at least we have something to work for now. Um, before things get really, really nasty. Uh, we have to live, and we have to get everyone home. I'm going to let this server fatten up some before we go all in on it. My goal is to go Sparks here, one setup, emit EMP, go home, or something like that. This server, if it gets sparked, we're just going to have to let it be, or even better yet, we're going to have to somehow turn these into guardians or something. Uh, we need to play. What is this? Oh yeah, his stuff stacked on top of itself. Yeah, let's play Raphael. Raphael has a lot of good tech stuff, some movement, the ability to purchase pushables. Uh, I don't know, man. I don't know how we possibly survive this game. Uh, since we went to 5 on this, we're gonna have to fill up the box afterwards. Okay, stop being negative and just focus on the mission. We're gonna need to get the red home. The yellows are essentially home, and they have all their deck to do it with. If every server fills up with sparks and every space dies, as long as we don't run out of sparks, we still win. And the spider doesn't cause explosions when it can avoid it. So we can intentionally make 2 guardians, gain 6 sparks, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4 turns that we while out. It's going to be okay. I think the reset spark here and the infiltrate and the catalyst are all very powerful abilities once I'm home. Any trick to get me home faster would be great, but there isn't one. The pathway isn't built yet, and I don't have... Ooh, purple programs can push themselves. So if we were to go double push, pathway, and Sorry, let me lay this out. I haven't started his turn yet, but I'm thinking. Digital Tattoo buys the Psionic Scatter, potentially. You know who could go instead? Be this guy. Yeah, he can use his abilities. He could buy that, deconstruct an installation of his choice to put a wild card down on 1. Or he could make some yellows, move them around, and make another purple before eventually going back to his starting space. He could even, if he was so inclined, take that terminal away from where it's going to get cracked and then use that to make a purple. Okay, but he's the only guy who isn't at risk of not getting home, right? Like, because he's already home. He can get home in easily. He can get home easily. They can get home easily. He has to make a trip. Let's set him up with a purple bridge to get home. The only one who can make purples is Master Splinter. Master Splinter, get our boys home. And it's purple that sparks. Actually, that should have been on 2. 1, 2, 3, yeah? Okay, good. First things first, is there a strangle risk? No. But we are down to our last 3 sparks. Okay. Well, the most obvious thing is make 2 yellows and convert one of them into a purple over here. That does build the bridge that he can, 1, step onto the pathway and only need 1 more space to get all the way there. So if I were to do these 2 to make my purple program, and then ghost a movement action to move my remaining purple over here to make another purple program, yeah, this could work. This could work. All right, double yellow. Is there anything I'm buying with this, by the way? Yeah, dude. Carbon clone, definitely. Double yellow. We're gonna make 2 yellow programs. Oh, we don't have any yellows left. We're down to our literal last ones. Well, that's gonna be a problem when it comes to making cool plays. Convert to a purple. Ghost a movement action to here. Move 1, grab 2, back on the path. Bring it to here. Push. Actually, first buy this. Flipping a thing is going to be less valuable to me than deconstructing for the sake of constructing, I suspect. Push with this to here. Wait, wrong thing. Push this to here. And make another purple. Literally the only place that we can conduct combat operations in the entire network. right here. Uh, replicant jars, interesting. Bunch of singletons that can be upgraded are interesting. Why am I missing a card? God, what a terrible hand. If Splinter goes, what's he gonna do? Not a hell of a lot. He would just finish assembling the path, really. But he has to go because he isn't on his home square. And he'll lose the game if he doesn't. So yeah, we'll go Splinter again. Self-server. Strangled. Also, fail condition if we don't kill at least one spark. Well, first things first, let's move to our... Let's reserve one movement for getting to our home. Did I spend a tattoo? No, that's this guy who has the tattoo. Okay. Right? You're the one with the tattoo. Yeah. Let's reserve this for moving back home. With just these, we could launch an attack and win, in theory. We could make our last two yellows, move them to 4 by ghosting. And then convert them. That's actually probably reasonable. If we were to go, this is all theoretical, but this is the thought process. Make a yellow, ghost a movement action to carry that all the way to here and drop it off. Convert to turn that into another purple. And now these 3 are not strangled anymore because every square around them is safe. And then declare an attack on any of my squares, just hoping to win. Because if I do win, great. Actually, not any of them. This one, because if he dies, or this one, because if he dies, the pathway is still intact, and 6 is going to get killed when Whatchamajigger shows up, and then move to the central space. Yeah, that's good. I like that turn sequence. Is there anything I would buy first? I can trade up for a decoy duck to get 2 yellows instead of 1. Is it better to have 0 yellows on the board so that I can have all my yellows be reds? I think it is. If all my yellows are reds, I should have enough. Why do I not have enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That really should be 6, right? 7, 8, 9. Oh, because I have all 10 used up. Ugh. So it's impossible to do the shell shock. It's only possible because I'm playing purple and I have an absolutely insane 6 purple programs made. I'm tempted to say the new mission objective is just to shell shock once, but no. We've decided that we have to put them back in the box as a reward for having gone to 5. Um, Instead of doing the random attack, we could push. We haven't completed the 5th push yet. But we should wait till the last possible minute to do that, because that's going to take away a spark that we need to not lose the game. And we do need to have at least 1 spark dealt with this turn in order to not lose the game. We can always just double push like here to make a guardian and put 3 sparks back in and just be done with it. That's a safe bet. By that logic, we could double push here to make a guardian. How would that work? It would work by saying make a yellow, or double yellow or whatever. Move it this way across the network here for 0. Pick this up and move it here. Yeah. No. Put the yellow here. Can't do everything I want at once. Grr. You can't carry purples along the network because they are a stack limit of 1. The thought process is to do this. In order to do this, I want to first save this by ghosting it a movement here. Or here, or whatever. Here's probably better. Rushing to complete this may have been a mistake. I probably should have burned 4 turns killing sparks and then completed it. I have the replicant jar, but there's nothing that I would flip over in this server anyway, so that's not helpful. Why do I not just want to form a guardian on like 4 or something? Because I do want to have a surrounded Mother's Ghost on 6. So just planning it out is a movement. There's that's the get me back off the ghosting station onto 6. And in so doing, I can reposition a yellow if I've made one. So I could make a yellow and then turn it into something else, and then have 2 pushes to my name. Someone else can push this out of the way. That's true as well. Someone else can also push away a spark. If I can remove 2 sparks to keep us safe, that's all I need to do. So if I were to go buy the decoy duck for 2 yellows, make 2 yellows, actual move, or I still need to keep ghosting. Ghost a creation of literally anything. The thing that you create has to be available in supply, I believe, is one of the limitations of creation, though. So that actually can't happen. Because a whopping 20 of my 32 programs are missing. Let's inspect, for the moment, the possibility of make a yellow, move it over to 4, by double pushing it. What about reserve for later. Make a yellow, push this guy over and out of the way, and that saves me a push, which then I can use to push this guy out of existence, and then convert into the purple to complete purple, 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 not purple, purple. I think we've lost the plot here. The goal was to get red home. We're going to deal with the shell shocker when we get to it. It's admirable to try to set it up with no programs, but we're in threat of losing the gold objective right now. So let's focus on what's in front of us. Splinter has to get home. We have to clear some sparks up on the way. These are the facts. Make a yellow and convert it cannot be done because the modify action explicitly requires that you have what you're trying to modify in the supply. Well, does it? Rulebook, what happens if what I'm trying to modify into doesn't exist in the supply? Well, I can modify it to a yellow then. Yeah, I can modify a yellow to a yellow. Like, it's not complicated. Remove the yellow in the spark, put a yellow in place. Or a red, because once the yellow is gone, it can easily become a red. I even have the red. I think what we're going to do is this, and it's a silly idea, but it makes a lot of sense to me. If we use, in order to get maximum value, we have to use this red. If we use the red and fight here and win, this is safe. If we use it and lose, it's dead, and then I don't need to worry about keeping it safe for the future. If it's dead, I double push these sparks here or these sparks here into an empty space. And that gives me my sparks back and invites the wrath of Mother. If it lives, then I double push 2 sparks onto me and we squish sparks instead of a guardian. Yeah. Plan to do these 2 on this square. And if that's the case, can I give myself 1 more red to win it with? If so, I would make a yellow. I would convert that yellow into a red, and then I would push it to square 6. None of this helps my boy get home. But that's okay. Can't have everything at once. Yeah. Do I want 2 yellows or 1? We're not going to have anything to turn it into for a very long time, but 2 yellows would at least give us the possibility of spark removal by yellow. I think intentionally making guardians on 6s is going to be our go-to strategy from here on out, so let's go with this plan. Step 1, yeah. I'm having such a hard time playing right now, it's amazing. That's total analysis paralysis. Make a yellow. Step 2, move We actually don't have to move just yet. That can be the last thing we do. Step 2, convert that yellow into a red. We have our third spark back. We're not going to lose the game. Step 3, double push. We'll push the red into position. I am tempted to push this out of position. But no, this strangle has to be addressed or else we are going to be in much worse shape. That's actually a fair point. Do I want to deal with this instead? It's a double push, so I could do this. I could do red and spark. It's still strangled, though. So that actually makes my odds worse. The red makes sense. Is there anything else I can do to tilt the odds in my favor? Not really. I have one more push. Oh! I got it. We're going to push this spark or this spark. This spark. This one's close enough to red that he can fight with it. These are pushable by anyone. We're going to push this spark out of the network to a game-winning position. And now, fight. It's very low odds of success, but I'll take it. It's +1 on the dice. We got there. We got there. It's 4, 5, 6, 7 to 6. All our gambles paid off. Move into position. Triumphant. But with 0 movement left to your name, do I want that here or here? Here. Less likely to get strangled. Yeah. All right. I can't rearrange this because I have 0 movement left to my name. Someone else is going to have to pick up the mantle for that one. Master Splinter has made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freaking purples. Couldn't make a 6th one, unfortunately, but came very close. That last turn we were at too much of a dearth for spark shenanigans. This is actually on the board, so gotta remember that. We have 1, 2, 3 turns that we do not have to take. 1, 2, 3, 4 turns that we do have to take. Raphael has a very clear path to home now. 1, 2 gets him to here or here or here. And then he can ghost shenanigans on purple for a little while if he's so inclined. Mikey has a very limited ability to do anything on their turn. If Mikey goes now, he can potentially get one of his deckers back to the home base and wad everything else up into a giant mess. There are no yellows left in play. I still feel like I'm missing a piece. 2 reds, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It should be 15, right? So am I missing a piece? No, there's one here. Okay. There's one here. Then do we let red go and see if there's a way that he can fight that? Maybe? Red should go twice in a row. He can kill Sparks 1, 2 to secure another turn. He can kill Sparks 1, 2, 3 to secure another turn. And he's got the fighting materials now, and he will have the fighting materials later, and he has exactly enough moves to just walk home. So, yeah. Okay. Raph, you're up. Let me at him. green. Game hates me. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't strangle anyone is the plus side, but we're not removing any of those sparks anytime soon is the downside. If Leonardo goes next, he can emit EMP, and if he does, double, double. One, 2 to get home, 3 to activate and get home, 4 to activate and get home. Is that enough? 1, 2, 3 turns we don't get to take. 1, 2, 3 turns we do get to take yet. We are very close to losing on movement, to be completely honest. Because if Raphael can get home in 1 turn, we're fine. Go ahead and spend this. Do I want to buy this, or do I want to buy the decoy duck, or what am I buying? It's pretty obviously the psionic scatter. Okay. Oh, I didn't put the sparks down yet, sorry. I was wondering why the board looked so good after my terrible calculations. It's because it goes 5, 6, 1, and now I'm down to 1 spark. And it has to be resolved this turn, and it can't wait. There's no sparks on my path home, and I have so much kill power right now, but I can't afford to use it because I have to use all my abilities just to move home. There's just not enough programs to do anything with. The message has drained the board so hard. I'm tempted to do something very dangerous, like intentionally forming guardians just for the sake of preservation. Of course, I'm using the guy with the least pushing power to do it, which is unironically terrible. Okay. Those are the downsides. Now, what do we have? We can down convert these into a wild and use that wild to buy an actual wild card. And use that actual wild card to give me a 3rd push. I can use those 2 or 3 pushes. If we do 2 pushes, 1, 2. First movement can get me all the way to here. I don't even need both. Just one was plenty. This one, which I had to do anyway to save this guy. Then with one movement, I can come here to my ghosting station. Or I can come here to my endpoint. From my ghosting station, I can... Did I already move something? Yeah, okay. It's not gonna work. Because the idea is for Raph to not have to move again. Well, why the hell not? Look at this. He could kill for days. If he can get to his ghosting station, or not, if he can get within 2 of his ghosting station now, like, this is not what I'm doing, but hypothetically I could move here, launch an attack, kill that. Hypothetically, we could move this off here because we don't want it on this square anyway. Single time double movement is 1-2 on the network, gets him to the ghosting station. Once he's on the ghosting station, he's used the move and the pushes. He can just launch a series of attacks against every square within his area. But unfortunately, there's no square that's dangerous. He can generate a wild to push, or push, or whatever push he prefers, and then reset spark to remove it. It's the least sexy turn imaginable, but it does result in him being closer to home. But then he has to go again. And what if at this point, I don't want to be forced to play him. I want to bring all my turtles home. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I have many turtles that need to get home. Double push 1. Oh, sorry, that wasn't here. That was here. Double push 1, 2 results in movement of 1, movement of 2. And then there's got to be a way to pull this off. Here's what it is. If this wild is a single movement, he gets down to here. He resets sparks to kill the pushed sparks here. And then he double moves to finish his trip home. That's enough sparks to not lose the game. And it gets this moved. And it polishes off the purple server. And nothing is strangled. It's not great, but it's the best I can do. That's the plan. These don't upconvert to anything, right? So, single wild, which I don't want to replace with an actual wild card, I don't think. Actually, I do. Yeah, pay all of this. to buy or pay all of this, discarding this to buy the digital tattoo to buy me this guy. This guy is a single movement. Wait, I'm discarding to the wrong pile, aren't I? Yep, sorry. This guy is a single movement, and that's what we're going to do next. Single movement. Okay, single movement to here, 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 carrying my precious red with me. Why not? And while we were on here with our single movement, we could reposition this as well. I don't know that it's better or worse in any particular place, but I will leave it. It's going to be hard to make greens in the next phase, so yeah, we'll leave it here. It's fine. Then, double shift. Where's double shift go? Raphael. 1, 2. Remove all sparks from the space I'm on. And move 2. Carrying everything around again. We'll bring this green to here. Still have 2 movement. We'll bring this red to here. Still have 2 movement. I still have 2 movement, but I don't know what I want to do with it. Then just be satisfied. I have 2 movement. What can I do with it along this belt? I could reposition any of the purples. I could put the purple back here if I wanted to. That's 1 to come off the belt and then back onto here. 1 away from getting that full surround. And then he goes first. Mother drops on him, and his first line of duty is make a yellow and get it into position, or make a purple and get it into position. Hell, that seems reasonable. I don't know what the correct answer is, but that seems as reasonable as any other. All these greens on the border are about to die, which is okay, because I don't need them. I can... In the next phase, I'm going to be much better off, probably. Okay, that was the longest turn of the game, I'm sure. I have no idea what time it is anymore. It's gone so late. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns, minus 3, 3 turns left to survive. We also have gotten most of our turtles home. We have 1, 2 left that have to do so. So, with that in mind, Leo has 2 potential turns. The Tech Twins have 1. We're going to let Leo go first. And we're going to roll sparks. That is pretty devastating. Is it worth ginger cooling? There's no space on the board that I actually want sparks right now anyway. But there are spaces I want them less. This guy has no special abilities or reactive abilities that help here. This is Leo's hand. If Mikey uses a reaction here, he's down to just yellows and wilds for his turn, so it's move, move, and pray. If I ginger cool this, what is my plan? If I don't ginger cool it, what's my plan? If I don't ginger cool it, it's down to heart of the cards and hoping that we win all of those fights, which historically has not worked out well for us. We'll lose our purple surround strategy immediately, but we'll have these back in circulation because we went to 5. I believe that was the condition I wrote at the beginning. Or either that or we just shell shock once, but yeah. Whatever it is, we'll have enough reds to do something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we ginger cool, what are we choosing? Red server? Red server, because it lands on Raph, Raph can push it. We could put 2 on here, 1 on here. And then we can, or we can put 2 on here, 1 on here, whichever we prefer. And then we can immediately remove some sparks from other places and then go for a big EMP. And then do pushes. And yeah, that's a very, very impactful turn. Go ahead and burn your ginger cool. We're going to force the sparks onto red. Is that the space I want them? Or do I want it here instead? I think that's what we want. Or that. That's fine. First action, ghost a movement to here. To bring this spark up here. Although, if I do the same thing here, I can get onto this network. There's nothing I want to do on the network. So yeah, 1 spark here is fine. Do I want to move this with it? You know what? Yeah, because if I roll another fill, the ability to push it off of the installation is not going to help as much as the ability to push it onto the installation. Leave it where it is. Next, bases are loaded, so this is the best time to EMP, so we'll EMP right here. From here, the only thing that could make this better is making 1 more red first, and I don't think that's going to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 versus 2. That's a clear win. These are dead. The question is if I want to kill these ones or if I want to kill these ones, and I think it's these ones. Because I don't have any means of reaching them otherwise. Yeah. And then, on my own space, I want to keep my double movement available. Actually, I only need 1 movement. No, I need double. I want to keep my double movement available to get back home. So that means I want to save my pushes and my ship. Sorry, I have available my pushes and my ship. Other than that, I could, um, hmm. You know what I keep forgetting to do is build guardians on 6s. Is it too late to do that? The only character who can still pull that off at this point is this guy. Here's where we're at. Hetty can move a spark. And by Hetty, I of course mean Leonardo. Best case scenario, convert all of this to a single attack symbol, fight, win, kill this. And then walk back home. Alternative scenario, double push from somewhere that has greens, obviously. You're not Monty. You can't just push everything that you like all the time. With a double push, I can load the bases on this. I can even attack if I'm so inclined. But then I have no means of getting back home in one move. This whole pathway doesn't get me home. It doesn't take a double push though, does it? What if I knight him shipped from my current space to here? Can't move 2 sparks, can only move 1. What if we... We got 5 guardians. We can afford to make a few. If we knight him ship this to here, that puts 3 sparks back in circulation and makes 1 guardian. It does mean that green really sucks if it's rolled again. But that was always going to be true. It keeps us with 2 movement potential. Which we can use to bring Hetty home. And it leaves us with double shifts, which we can use. We don't need to knight him ship for all of that. We can literally just, if we're down to shifting for the sake of guardian making, we can go 1, 2. No, we have to set up the guardian before we get home. Otherwise, it's actually punishing. Knight him ship cannot get sparks onto here. So I think that's it. I think that we cannot realistically do everything here. I think we're gonna just take a stab at the fight, see what happens, and then move on. If we knight him ship the double sparks, we can't do that. If we double shift the double sparks over to the kill station, we can't launch an attack, so it's useless. If we launch an attack in our current space, which is likely to fail with this, and then double move away, that's fine. But if we want a sure thing, we push instead. We don't know who's going next, but it's likely going to be Mikey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And at that point, game's over. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we have to take another turn after that. So we have to take 2 turns, and one of them has to be Mikey. And Mikey should probably go last because he's out of all useful options. He's just got pushes and wilds. And he has to use both of those wilds. He has to use that just to move home, so he's got 1 yellow wild symbol. which means that's what we need to turn into a guardian. All Mikey's going to be doing is showing up there where a guardian already is. So these 3 sparks to here are pure positive. So anything that helps accomplish that is a plus. So if we use this double shift essentially to do this, to set Mikey up for success in the future, and then we use our mobility to go home, and in the meantime we use the Nidum ship to freaking nothing, man. There's nothing we can do with it. Just keep it simple, I guess. Move spark to here and here, or this one to here and here. No strangle risks, thanks to our network construction. And even if 1, 2, 3 happens and that ghosting station dies, it's not the end of the world. I hate this plan. Alright, let's do it. Double shift. Leo. 1. And actually take it from the corner furthest. Nidum ship ghost style. Carrying all of this. No, carrying just this to here. But thanks to the effect, bounce that to here. No, you know what? We'll do this. Nidum ship ghost style. You know what? Yeah. We can't Nidum ship 2 sparks. That's even worse. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. First guardian of the game. Then double move, carrying. We'll leave the red behind to kill the remaining spark. We'll take the green with us to get it out of harm's way, and we'll move it to here. And while it's on the network, it can be repositioned anywhere, so we'll put it. Honestly, here is fine. Here's fine. 1, 2. Alright, Leo the leader has returned to his home. He's got a hologate, and he has a reaction +2 that can be used only during infect actions, but he does have a reaction that will help people fight, so that's something. Mikey has to take turns. Raph has the potential to take a turn, but not very much he can do with it. From his current space, he's got not a lot of good to do. If Mikey takes a turn, there will be one more turn after that in the game, and whoever takes it is going to want to stay on their home space or return to their home space. It can't be the guy who can make purples, unfortunately. So I guess Mikey's up. At the mercy of the die. It's self-server. Thank God. Really needed that break. Okay. We cannot convert this down. We can convert it equally to upgrade this to this. Not that it makes a huge difference, but I'll take any advantage I can get, no matter how meager. Spend all of this to make a single, 2 wilds. And use those 2 wilds as Mm-mm. First, use the single wild here as a shift, and use that shift to do this. Is that the right one? This is better. Shift, dies, this drops in, and then with those two wilds, move and move. And then, it's the last turn of one of the worst uphill fights we've had, but, and I cannot stress this enough, fucking hacked the Technodrome. Now it's just a matter of can we also defeat Shredder and Shell Shock Shredder and win for good. But if we don't beat the lastest boss, I ain't gonna complain. There is a bonus ability interrupt available for one extra symbol. There is a bonus ability for a free fight. The only question is where do we need to go and who should go next. If we do the double deckers, what is their game plan? Their game plan would be to... They really can't do much. They don't have programs to work with. So they wouldn't be the ones to go. If we go with Raph, what Raph would want to do specifically is spread reds all around his area. Now, how would he do that? He's got 1, 2, he could add another one, or greens. If he can get the greens into position, he's pretty close to a full surround on green. 1 shift, 2 shift, and he's halfway home, but he doesn't have any ability to shift. He's got a couple wilds that he's working with at best. He could technically use this to make more reds, but there's only one in the supply, so that's meaningless. Leo can... Ah! Don't mess up my board. Okay, no shifts, not interesting. Leo has double shift and hologate technology. With hologate technology and being him, he could go 1, 2. He could build the Guardian on 6 that I wasn't able to build before, and then return to 6. That's tempting. He can also, if he moves onto the ghosting station, potentially, while keeping in reserve the ability to come back to 6 when he's done, and then he ghosts an action to here to go 1, 2, 3 or something. Or better yet, do the greens. Ghost in action to here. 1, 2, 3. No, that's not enough. Well, you don't need the ghost. You can just shift. If forget all the coming off. If he double shifts, green, green, we've got the shell shock built. Actually, that's the other thing to think about. This is the last turn of the game, or is there one more after this? 1, 2, 3. This is the last turn. Oh my god, we did it. So really, his job is not going to be to worry. His job is going to be to make sure that when the SMC attack phase happens, we're okay. And looking it over, that will die. And that's kind of it. These guys will have this guy will die. So if we could shift the 4 to here or something, you know, if we can do some shifting to keep them alive, that'd be great. Wait, no. Why am I saying he'll die? He's on the space with purple. So they're all good, right? So really it's going to come down to what gets sparked. And that there's no controlling. At least not anymore. But he's got a bonus ability 1 to his movement for whatever he chooses. And he's got a lot of mobility and a lot of wild cards if he chooses not to use the Des mobility. And if he wants, he could move to the ghosting station and then kind of go push, push, glomp, make a guardian, and then to his his place. So yeah, we're gonna let Leonardo go. And let's see what we're gonna have to deal with today. Self-server. That was not expected. Okay, well, how bad is that? First, strangle checks. Nothing. Thank God. Second, this is going to encourage that plan that I was implying. If he goes on the warpath, what does that look like? Use 2 movements to go 1, 2, right? Then fight with the sabotage with the catalyst as a backup. Then double push to make the guardian. And then use the hologate to fix everything and get back to where you need to be. We still have several guardians left. Yeah, yeah, that's just a win. And this will probably actually live through the fight, so we'll use it to make an extra red or something, I guess. Potentially. Let's do it. Move of 2. Oh, we have this as well. Does that help me in any way? Yeah, when it's time to push, we'll add that for even better movement. So we're going to go 1, 2. Then we're going to roll a basic attack for 2. That is not the numbers we like to see. 1, 2. Oh, sorry. That. No, we were gonna say that for the push. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 versus 7. We did get there, just barely, but we did get there. Fair and square. Time to get greedy. If I can Hollow Man for 1... Is there a way that I can bring 2 sparks to this square? 1, 2, 3. I can't ghost. I have to move myself. 1, 2, 3. And then attack again. And then move back to my main square. That's something. What about with shifts? If I double shift, I can shift from here because it has a green. I can shift from here because it has a green. I can double shift from here to make the installation. But we already knew that. I can move 3 to go 1, 2, 3. No, it'd be 1, 2, 3. There's no way to do it. Double shift onto myself, roll an attack and win. Move back to square 6. Make it a triple shift with this, and figure out something else to do with your shifting. Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. Or use that to secure the win, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus 2, that's pretty high. Yeah, okay. Wait, that's not the pile. No, that is the pile. You are Leonardo. Okay, double shift. What was the plan again? Oh, I can't shift that because it's not on a thing that shifts. I got it. Double shift 1, 2. Discard this for that final shift. There we go. Attack. Straight dice. That's actually the worst case scenario. I think we lose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus 7. Unless someone has a reaction, that's gonna go through. No reactions. Damn. Okay, then move. We've got 3 movement. Let's make the most of it. 1, 2, 3. Because the spider doesn't do good for a guardian formation. And that, honestly, considering how full the server started, was a very, very good last turn. Da 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 da. Cowabunga! That's 1, 2, 3 turns not yet taken to fulfill the number of Deckers -1. Although we did do all 5, so technically we could do 3 more turns, but no, we're fine. We finished this on time for a reason. What a game. Let's dig the objective card out in from underneath this rainbow of tokens I've made. Create a message queue on this card by repeating the following sequence X times, where X is the number of Deckers. Red, yellow, green. Oh, sorry, red, yellow, blue, green. Did we do it backwards? Or did I shuffle it when I dropped it? If we did it backwards, I don't care. It's been too long to reverse that now. Each avatar must be on their entry space. Yes, 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 yes. Somehow, yes. When the active Decker performs a shift action, instead of actually pushing it, they may remove it and add it to the end of the message queue. Success! Congratulations, you have won. We hacked the Technodrome, dude! Woo! But now, the final shell shock. Mother's Ghost. Do we have what it takes? We still have to pick who is going to take on Mother's Ghost, where she will appear, and how she will attack us, and set up for that accordingly. There's obviously no spark movements. I didn't remember to check for strangles, so I should do that real quick, but I doubt. Oh, no, there's an SMC attack phase that we completely omitted, so it doesn't change the objective, but let's do 5. That's a win. Let's do... It's only 5. It's only 5. Things to be decided are how many of these return to supply. My current vote is either all of them or 2 each, because we went above and beyond on the last mission. If all of them come back, then I think we're going for 1 shell shock per Decker. But if just 1 each come back, 1 shell shock, man. Just 1. I mean, it's actually impossible to do everyone at that point. But this is going to have to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Our elite team has successfully hacked the Technodrome. I will see you guys next time.